Hello, babes. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're taking care of yourself. If you haven't been drinking your water, I will know. I hope you've been eating and getting your rest. And I was wondering how you're doing this winter. I speak to no end about how important it is to have healthy spiritual and mental hygiene when you're in the BDSM lifestyle or thinking about entering the BDSM lifestyle. When I say spiritual and mental hygiene, I mean what methods you use to confront and integrate your shadows. A lot of people have heard of confronting your shadows, especially here on TikTok, where we have been aggressively advertised at about the Shadow Work Bible. But not many people speak on the subject of shadow integration. So what is shadow integration? When we do shadow work, we're coming face to face with the darker, seedier parts of us. Those parts of us that show extreme jealousy, that have all the, where does our insecurity come from? Where does our anger come from? Where do our urges for self-harm come from? And in order to confront those shadows, we sort of have to separate that part of ourselves to outside of ourselves. Think of it as a separate entity, sort of. When we practice shadow integration, those parts of us are confronted. They've been spoken to. We've had conversation with them. We've been in communion with them. And now it's time to reintroduce those parts of you to you and make them one part of your entirety. I always say there is no light without darkness. Without knowing your darkness, there can be no light. A lot of kink is based on integrating your shadow. Now, what do I mean by that? For instance, say you grew up with something like ADHD and no one understood what ADHD was when you were younger. So you were just seen as someone who is lazy, who is too much, who does too much, who is too loud, who's too spastic, who's too this and that, and all of these things just piled on top of each other until you grew into an adult who now has insecurities around your intelligence, around how you come off to other people. You have extreme social anxiety because you're worried about how other people are going to judge you. A lot of people who have had that type of experience in their life end up with a degradation kink. And what is that other than integrating your shadow? Here's the kicker though. Without a healthy background of spiritual and mental hygiene, that can still go very, very wrong, because at that point, you're not integrating your shadow. You are just degrading yourself. You are self-harming. And that is not at all to say that if you're not perfectly healed, because face it, no one is ever perfectly healed, okay? No one is ever perfectly healed. It's just not something that happens. You can get close, but no one is ever perfectly healed because you are still a human. However, if you, with intention, go into a kink situation, a BDSM situation, and you are armed with the knowledge of how to keep your spirit clean, how to keep your mental health on par so that you are not just re-traumatizing yourself, it adds to your safety. As a matter of fact, I am living proof that you can work on them at the same time. There was a time in my life less than a decade ago when I was very much not trying to spend the rest of my years on this earth. Wanted to make my exit early, so to speak, and I was not someone who easily communicated or was easily communicated with. And I used kink and sex as escapes and a way to just have my fun, and it became something dark after a while because I wasn't healed. I wasn't healing. I wasn't interested in it. But conscious BDSM, my spiritual journey combined with my ability to explore BDSM on my own terms, the combination helped me. It saved me. And I just want to teach others how to do it. Through the Kinky Cafe, I offer a workshop called Exploring Our Depths. This workshop combines mindfulness, mirror work, and somatic healing through kink. This next workshop will be virtual. It will be streamed privately. You do have to get a ticket. You can find the ticket link on our IG in our event ticket highlights, or you can look in my story. I will repost the QR code, or you can go straight to ticketleap.com/kinkycafe, the Kinky Cafe. That's cafe with a K. You can also find them through our website. Let's face it, we all could use some relaxation and mindfulness, especially with everything going on in the world right now. So I hope you'll join me, and I hope to see you there.